creatures of the night or day. Let's talk New Japan G1 Climax 35, night 18, the semifinals. And like all the other reviews that I have done, I'm not going to talk about the tag matches. They had nothing but a whole bunch of multi-man matches where we got a chance to see a lot of the boys we haven't seen for the past month in New Japan. Some of them have been wrestling at other promotions while some of them have been chilling at home with the cats. But a whole bunch of them are back and, you know, pretty much getting you ready for what's to come once the tournament is over. So it was really great to see a lot of y'all. I'll put down in the comment sections who's all over there and who won. Same old House of Torture shenanigans and all that stuff. But it's really important to talk about the semifinals. And I have some things I want to say that maybe I should wait until after the finals to say. But no, you know what? I'm just going to talk about it now since we're talking. We had a really interesting night. After all the multi-man matches were over, I'm just like, first of all, I was supposed to be sleeping. I was like, you know, I'm just going to wait till the morning to watch it, you know. But the excitement kept me up, so I ended up staying up to watch the show. Our first semifinals match was Yota Tsuji to go against Evil. Yota Tsuji at first was on the stage by himself. They had the lights off and you see the silhouette of Yota Tsuji, and like they had these like this foggy type shit going on. It looked real cool. The pictures I seen look real cool. And then all of a sudden you see two shadows behind him. No, it wasn't Bushi or fucking what's his name? Naito. It was Daiki Nagai and Shingo Takagi. And the thing was, you know, now that Los Ingobernables de Japón are no longer together, who was going to be out there with him? Takahashi is in the U.S., so he's going to be going against Kyle Fletcher in the UK next weekend for the TNT title, so he's not there. And finally, we had two people to step up to go out there with Yota Tsuji because they know what's up with Evil and House of Torture. Was I emotional? I was emotional. I had a little tear, or maybe a little tear just right there at the corner of my eye. Didn't let it drag or anything. And I was just like, good. Then here comes Evil. Evil comes out with the usuals. And I'm like, all right, well, we got two people with us. So I think that this will help balance things out. And if we have to, I don't know, rely on the young lions to throw a couple of hands or whatever, maybe that might end up happening. Because we've seen them do that the other night with Ren Narita. So then the match went exactly how you thought it would. Interference. But since Shingo and Daiki was there, I was like, it's going to even it out. And for a while it did. Then fuck shit just started happening where it was just like Daiki and Shingo getting their ass whooped and barely can help Yota Tsuji. And it got to the point where the ref was distracted with Yoshinobu, to the point that ref is basically kind of having his own match with this bitch outside. And then here come Don Fale, get in the ring, pretty much damn near killing Yota Tsuji for Evil. And then all of a sudden the referee is back once Don Fale is done with his massacre. And then here's Evil to get the win. To my neighbors, I'm sorry for screaming in the middle of the night. I thank you for not calling the cops because nobody was getting murdered next door. I was just really upset about what happened. I was hoping that despite there being the interferences, that we would still get Yota Tsuji to win. I thought, okay, this is just them playing it up and really get everybody hopes up, and just to have like a satisfying finish when Yota Tsuji win. So at first I was just like, okay, Don Fale pretty much killed him, but he's gonna come back to life and kick out. And that's not what happened. Via submission, Evil takes the win. And referee, when I tell you, Yota Tsuji was passed out, unconscious, couldn't even tap, couldn't even say I quit, nothing. Referee was just like, oh Lord, he's gone, and that was it. The comments that I have seen, everybody who's outraged. And let me say, like, this tournament has absolutely been a test to me in terms of my love for heels. Like, I have always been, since I would say day one, infatuated with heels. I've been watching wrestling since I was in fucking second grade, okay? And I've always been the one to fall in love with heels. Like, I always just see somehow the bright side of the bad guys. And this tournament, since day one, House of Torture been literally sticking together like gal pals and making sure each other would win. Like, they had 3 of their members in this tournament, Ren Narita, Evil, Sonata, and they would come out and help every single one if they need it. But I will say the difference between Evil and Ren Narita and Sonata is that Ren and Sonata did not always have interference in their matches. Maybe they had some fuck shit or whatever going on with just them cheating, but it wasn't always that. They relied on the other members to physically get involved. So people are not as angry with Sonata or Ren because they didn't always rely on that. Versus Evil, who every single motherfucking time had somebody out there to help. And for me, I feel like that's a stereotype when it comes to heels. Like, myself, like, I would not rely on always having to have my friends out there to always help. You know, this is one of the reasons why, like, Death Riders did not do what it should have done, because someone believable like Jon Moxley, who could have gotten shit done on his own half the motherfucking time, always had help from Wheeler Yuta, who didn't really, you know, Wheeler, we love you, but then it wasn't necessary. And this is one of those situations where you have literally for the past 18 nights has had Evil having interferences in all his matches. People are tired of it, and I can totally understand. It's really important for New Japan to pick the right person, okay? The right person to win this. And this is me coming from a standpoint of not as in, oh, I just want my favorites to win or whatever. I'm looking at what's best for the company. And the reason why I'm saying this is because President Tanahashi is going to hang up the boots, hopefully, in January. And then, you know, he's, I hope, going to take that president role, and hopefully the Booker, you hear that, President Tanahashi, roll seriously and get Gato out of there, because, like, I don't know what he doing. And then another thing too, which as an AEW fan, I'm never gonna bullshit y'all, but AEW partnership with New Japan has never been 50-50, and a lot of partnerships are not. I totally understand that's wrestling or even out of wrestling. However, they have taken, let's just be honest, they have, okay, let me not just say taken, but they have grabbed the interest of a lot of their big key players, that where they offer them full-time contracts to do damn near nothing half the time. Okada, we love you, but you know, you barely doing anything over there. And the, you know, Jay White, Okada, William, Mercedes, I see she on the roster, so maybe she has some kind of dual contract thing going on. I'm not 100% sure on that. Juice Robinson, what's his name? Well, Kevin Knight has a dual contract with them, you know. I mean, I can't think of everybody in my head right now, but they lost key players to AEW. And this is time for y'all to seriously think, like, who should win this year. And to be honest with you, it should be a babyface. Okay, and it should have been one of these 3 names. Takeshita, not necessarily a baby face, but still, that would have worked. Yota Tsuji, who unfortunately just lost. And then Yuya Uemura. Yuya Uemura, I think would probably be the perfect choice. If I'm just thinking here, I think he would have been the perfect choice, but obviously that ain't happened. So they're at the point where it really actually fucking matters, because now we're talking about the person who is going to win the G1 Climax and then go against Zack Sabre Jr., hopefully at Wrestle Kingdom, to go for the IWGP World Heavyweight title and possibly win. And the best choice, I think, would be a babyface, so that we can move to this new chapter of New Japan, a much better chapter of New Japan. Like, they really do need it, you know. And a babyface, I think, would be best choice. Evil, although he has not won the tournament, people are really shocked and surprised that they went this length to give him the win. And I do want to say this, like the hate that I've been seeing y'all saying over there about Evil or whatever, these guys are wrestlers. I am never going to tell y'all to be putting, oh, y'all should die and all this stupid shit that y'all doing. They're wrestlers. The bookers tell them what to do and they go out there and they do their motherfucking jobs. Like, all these things that I'm seeing, the hate and all that, like, it's absolutely unnecessary. I understand that a lot of us are frustrated, but it never has to get to that point. Now, here we are with Evil, who is moving on to the finals. In our next match, Zack Sabre Jr. going against Takeshita. Part 2. Remember, earlier in the competition, Takeshita went against Zack Sabre Jr. for the first time. Zack Sabre Jr. wiped Takeshita's ass all over the building. I was so shocked. Not that the match was bad, but it was very much of a Takeshita, you're not ready, come back to me when you are ready type of situation. So it kind of left that door open for, we're going to see them again. And maybe most people weren't thinking that we will see them again in this competition, but here we are. In what was one of the best matches in the tournament, they tore it up. However, both of these guys came in the ring fucked up. Takeshita and that knee, and Zack Sabre Jr. with that neck. Ever since Zack said that his spine was down his asshole, I knew what was up. I was just like, baby, this doesn't sound good, but we'll see. Because I don't know if that's going to take you to the finals, but we'll see. Takeshita came in with a different mindset than how we saw him in that first match with Zack. And you can see that both of these guys are clearly hurting. But Takeshita got the best out of Zack. And for the first time in my life, I was not cheering for Zack. I was cheering for Takeshita for him to win. Zack had already won the G1 last year. And sure, it would have been cool, you know, the cool points of you winning the G1 again, for the second time in a row, and with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Like, that would have been cool or whatever. I get it. But, babe, we got other things to do. We have other things to do with Takeshita. Takeshita takes the win with a raging fire. And the Young Lions taking their time to get in there to bring the ice to Bay. And I was just like, so when y'all going to get in here and tend to this Bay who's hurting? His neck is hurting. Shenanigans. Because when Takeshita wins, he was just about to get on the mic and say something. Evil came in there mob deep with almost every member of House of Torture. They've been doing it with just like a few members, but this time they said, we all here. Well, almost everybody. They all were surrounding the ring. Takeshita and Rocky in the middle of the ring. Just damn near look like they're about to fight for their lives. And I was like, I know you're not about to get in here and beat them up. And they don't. And they end up walking away. This was basically them saying, this is what we're doing tomorrow night. It's going to be you versus all of us. And I was like, hell to them. Nah. They end up walking away, and Takeshita says on the mic, this is going to be interesting. That's exactly his words. And I was just like, oh my God. First things first. Collision was taped on Thursday. All I want to know, all that needs to be done, is that every single member of the Don Callis family better be on the way or already in Japan right now. Because what's the point? What's the point? And if they are not, perfect segue for Takeshita to leave that group. Now, I do like him over there. I do. But if Takeshita were to somehow win but didn't have the support of Don Callis family, this would be a great segue for him to leave the group and truly become a baby face moving forward and, you know, getting his little opportunity at Wrestle Kingdom next year. So in a way that could possibly work if that didn't happen. But there's no way Takeshita is going to win alone. So Don Callis family is not there because we haven't seen Uncle Don since last week. So I'm hoping that he's over there. Let's see. We'll see. Rocky Romero he's not going to be the only one. And it can get to the point where the rest of the roster will probably just come on out anyway and be like, hey, you cost us an opportunity to be at this spot. We're not going to let you take the win. So that's another really great scenario in terms of things being fair and Takeshita not having to go against this whole motherfucking group. Because if that's the case, I can get on the plane right now and make sure we play even too, just to have another person out there to help Takeshita. Overall, I understand people's frustrations about the House of Torture situation because it's literally been an every night situation that didn't need to happen. Evil was capable, I feel, at some points to get the win on his own without any help. And the ones that could have really mattered the most, where it was an opponent that would most likely could have beat him, is when he could have gone for it, calling his gal pals to come help him out or whatever. And I wouldn't even have been mad at that. But this has been absolutely obsessive with how they booked this whole thing. And the crazy thing about it is that whether Evil loses or not, this is going to continue. Like this will not stop the presence of House of Torture. I feel like this is just the beginning, or we're gonna see a hell of a lot more of this moving on from the G1. We'll see where that goes, but I can't. I mean, if there's any type of miracle, pray to the old gods and kneel, get the voodoo dolls out, you know, whoever y'all pray to, like, this is what we gotta do at this point. Takeshita was my pick last year. Takeshita or Zach was my pick for last year. Obviously, Zach won last year, and then Takeshita, he's right there. He's right there. So we'll see if he'll end up taking the win. This has been a great tournament, but a frustrating one at the same time. And I'm hoping for the best possible results for the finals. You guys, thanks so much for watching my review. And any of my other reviews that you have watched, I will be going live for the finals of the G1 Climax. So if you don't want to watch the show alone, I will be on YouTube. Come check me out. I'll see you guys then.